At 77, Roy McFarland has finally opened up about the controversies that marked his footballing journey. The Derby County legend recently revealed his deepest regrets about decisions that still haunt him decades later. Known as Clough's champion, McFarland was one of England's finest defenders, but his story includes heartbreak, controversy, and remarkable resilience that shaped modern football. This is the untold story of a man who achieved greatness on the pitch, yet faced allegations and setbacks that tested his character. From late-night recruitment drives to international heartbreak, from management controversies to financial scandals, McFarland's career offers lessons about loyalty, emotion, and the price of success in professional football. Roy Leslie McFarland was born on April 5, 1948 in Liverpool. He began his professional career with Tranmere Rovers in 1966, making 35 appearances in the 4th Division. However, his life changed forever in the summer of 1967 when Brian Clough and Peter Taylor made their famous late-night visit to his family home. The duo desperately wanted the 19-year-old defender for Derby County. Despite his dreams of playing for Liverpool, they knocked on his door after midnight, waking the entire household to persuade him to sign. McFarland later recalled feeling he had made the biggest mistake of my life after agreeing to join Derby for £24,000. Yet this controversial recruitment method proved transformative. McFarland debuted just 3 days after signing in a 3-1 victory against Rotherham. He later admitted that joining Derby was the best thing I ever did, comparing his experience to a roller coaster that I didn't want to get off. The young defender became instrumental in Derby's remarkable rise. After finishing 18th in Division 2 during his first season, Derby won the Division 2 title in 1968-69. McFarland earned the Player of the Season award, establishing himself as the foundation of Clough's revolution. His playing style combined rare composure with sublime ball-playing ability and luminescent leadership skills. Brian Clough famously hailed him as the best England centre-half in the post-war years and affectionately dubbed him a Rolls-Royce of a defender. He was ruthless in the tackle and dominant in the air without ever losing the elegance that became his trademark. McFarland captained Derby County in 1973 and was integral to their 2 First Division titles, the first under Brian Clough in 1972 and a second under Dave Mackay in 1975. The arrival of experienced players like Dave Mackay and Willie Carlin provided crucial leadership that transformed the team's culture and performance. By the 1971-72 season, with talents like Archie Gemmell, Terry Hennessy and Colin Todd joining, Derby demonstrated a versatile playing style. They could be tight when needed, but possessed real attacking flair and the ability to score goals. This balance made them formidable opponents and worthy champions. McFarland's individual brilliance earned recognition as the first recipient of Derby County's Player of the Year award, the Jack Stamps Trophy. He also earned Rothman's Golden Boots Awards in 1972, 1973 and 1974, and was consistently named in the PFA Team of the Year for 3 consecutive seasons. His England career brought both glory and heartbreak, earning 28 caps between 1971 and 1976. He was tipped for the 1970 World Cup but narrowly missed selection. His debut came in February 1971 against Malta, beginning what should have been a stellar international career. The defining moment came in October 1973 during England's crucial 1-1 draw against Poland. This result ultimately prevented England from qualifying for the 1974 World Cup, an outcome McFarland described as perhaps the worst week of my professional life. The timing was particularly painful as Brian Clough had resigned from Derby just 2 days before the match, creating what McFarland called a massive double whammy. The emotional toll was immense. Despite England's dominance and strong performance, they failed to secure the winning goal. McFarland's Derby teammate Kevin Hector came literally inches away from being a national hero. The dressing room atmosphere after the match was characterised by devastation and disbelief. Adding to the controversy, McFarland was widely blamed for a tackle in June 1973 that allegedly injured Poland's star striker Włodzimierz Lubański, putting him out of football for 2 years. However, Lubański later clarified in his memoirs that his injury resulted from an earlier issue and insufficient preparation, not McFarland's tackle. A severe Achilles tendon injury at Wembley in May 1974 further compounded his international misfortunes. This injury forced him him to miss almost the entire 1974-75 season, including the 1974 World Cup, which he watched from home with his leg in plaster. Upon returning, he admitted having to fundamentally adapt his game, losing characteristic sharpness and pace while experiencing more frequent niggles. McFarland's transition to management began as player manager at Bradford City in May 1981. His first season proved immediately successful, guiding Bradford to promotion from the 4th Division as runners-up, including a club record 9-game winning run. However, his tenure ended controversially in November 1982, when he returned to Derby County as assistant manager under Peter Taylor. Bradford City formally complained of an illegal approach by Derby, resulting in a £10,000 fine and £55,000 compensation payment. This tapping-up scandal became the source of McFarland's greatest regret. In his autobiography, McFarland openly articulated his deep regret, labelling the departure his biggest mistake in football. He admitted the circumstances do not fill him with pride and reflected that it was too early to leave Bradford. The decision was driven by raw emotion and the emotional pull of Peter Taylor and Derby, rather than logical career progression. His chairman, Bob Martin, had warned him he was making the wrong decision, which McFarland later acknowledged as 100% right. The controversy highlighted how personal loyalties and emotional bonds can override professional judgment, even for experienced individuals. Financial constraints marked his time at Bradford. Money was so tight that the club secretary disappeared for 2 hours daily to avoid creditors who arrived at lunchtime. Despite these challenges, achieving promotion demonstrated McFarland's ability to succeed under severe resource limitations. Returning to Derby as assistant manager under Arthur Cox, McFarland spent 9 years learning and developing his coaching skills. He expressed deep affection for Derby and profound respect for Cox, who provided invaluable opportunities for professional growth. This period prepared him for future leadership roles and demonstrated his commitment to long-term development over immediate advancement. When promoted to manager in October 1993, significant investment was made in the team. In his first full season, Derby reached the Division 1 playoff final, but suffered a heartbreaking 2-1 defeat to Leicester City at Wembley, narrowly missing Premier League promotion. The following season finished a 9th, missing the playoffs entirely. His subsequent managerial career included challenging spells at Bolton Wanderers, Cambridge United, Torquay United, Chesterfield and Burton Albion. At Bolton, he reflected on the experience as a failed experiment in dual management, acknowledging that the balance wasn't right despite not faulting player effort. At Cambridge United, he achieved promotion as 3rd Division runners-up in 1998-99, while operating under almost constant financial pressure. His teams were remembered for their style, energy and commitment, qualities he displayed as a player. Cambridge also won the PFA Bobby Moore Fair Play Trophy for Best Disciplinary Record in 1998 and 1999. His resourceful management style became evident across multiple clubs. At Torquay, he rebuilt the squad with limited funds, relying mostly on free transfers. At Chesterfield, he successfully kept the club in the 3rd tier, despite severe lack of resources when most pundits predicted relegation. McFarland's final managerial role came at Burton Albion in 2009 as caretaker manager. He successfully extended their unbeaten run to 17 games and led them to promotion by winning the Conference National. Despite this success, he chose not to apply for the permanent position, stating he did not want the full-time commitment of running a League Two club. Following his managerial career, McFarland continued his association with Derby County, becoming club ambassador in 2015 and joining the board of directors in 2017 until June 2022. This transition from active management to advisory roles signified a shift in his contribution, leveraging vast experience without daily coaching pressures. His autobiography, Roy Clough's Champion, co-written with Will Price and published in 2014, offers intimate insights into his experiences. He has also featured in documentaries about Brian Clough, providing valuable commentary on Clough's methods and impact. Roy McFarland's career stands as a testament to enduring dedication, talent, and adaptability. From legendary defender to respected manager, his journey encompasses triumph, controversy, and remarkable resilience. His honest reflections about mistakes and regrets demonstrate the integrity that made him a true gentleman of football. At 77, his willingness to openly discuss controversies and admit errors shows the character that defined his career. Despite setbacks and allegations, McFarland remains a beloved figure whose contributions to English football extend far beyond trophies and statistics. His story reminds us that true greatness lies not in perfection, but in how we learn from our mistakes and continue contributing to the game we love.